Every time I go to the grocery store, the total is higher. Same stuff, same brands, just a higher total. I kept my receipt from January, $212. Last week, same store, same list, $278. $66 more for the same food in the same bags. I thought maybe I was imagining it, so I checked item by item. And no, I wasn't buying more, I was just paying more. But here's the part that actually made me angry. It's not just inflation doing this. The store is doing some of this on purpose, and once I figured out how, I cut my grocery bill by almost 30% without changing what I eat. Over the next 12 minutes, I'm going to show you exactly how they do it, and the 5 rules I use now to stop falling for it. Companies pay grocery stores to put their products at your eye level. It's called a slotting fee, and depending on the chain and the product, that fee can be anywhere from $25,000 to $250,000 just to get on the shelf you're looking at right now. That means when you're standing in the aisle and you reach for whatever's right in front of you, you're reaching for the most expensive option. The cheaper stuff is hiding on the bottom shelf where you'd have to bend over, or the top shelf where you'd have to reach up. That eye-level shelf is a paid advertisement, and most people have no idea. And a grocery store increased its sales by 38% without changing a single price, just by rearranging where products sat on the shelves. Same stuff, different placement, 38% more money out of your pocket. There's a reason the essentials are always in the back of the store. Those are the things you actually came for. So they make you walk past every single aisle to get there. Past the snacks, past the cookies, past everything you didn't plan to buy. The bakery near the entrance? That's on purpose too. The smell of fresh bread triggers hunger, and shopping while hungry makes you spend up to 60% more. That's an extra $25 or $30 per trip, just because you smelled bread at the door. After about 20 minutes in a store, you just stop thinking about what you're grabbing. You go in focused, you're checking prices, comparing stuff, and then at some point you switch into autopilot and you're just tossing things in. That's why more than half of everything in your cart is stuff you never planned to buy. And that's just the shelf placement and the store layout. Wait until you hear what they're doing with your loyalty card. That one made me want to cancel mine on the spot. You scan your loyalty card thinking you're saving $3 on pasta. Meanwhile, the store is building a financial profile on you. A Consumer Reports investigation found that Kroger's data division made $527 million in profit last year. Not from selling you groceries, from selling your data. Your shopping habits, your estimated income, your spending patterns, all packaged up and sold to more than 50 outside companies. That's 35% of Kroger's entire profit coming from your loyalty card. One customer in Oregon actually used privacy laws to pull his own profile, and it had been shared with tobacco companies, data brokers, and a healthcare tech firm that works with insurers. The profile was almost completely wrong. Listed him as a woman, guessed his income at $66,000 when he makes 6 figures, said he had a high school diploma when he has a college degree. They're getting it wrong and selling it anyway. In December, Consumer Reports proved that Instacart was showing different customers different prices for the exact same item at the exact same store at the exact same time. One product at a single Safeway in DC had 5 different prices depending on who was looking, ranging from $3.99 all the way up to $4.79. Same store, same shelf, 5 prices. They shut the program down the day the report came out, and the New York Attorney General opened an investigation. But the infrastructure is already built. 10 for 10. You've seen the signs. Big yellow tags, stacks of cans, the whole display screaming 10 for 10. And you do exactly what they want you to do. You grab 10. Because 10 for 10 means $1 each. That's a deal. You'd be losing money not to grab 10, right? Except at most grocery chains, you don't have to buy 10. You can buy one for $1. The deal isn't 10 for 10, it's 1 for 1. But the sign says 10 because they want you to buy 10, and it works every single time. And then there's the checkout aisle. By the time you get there, you've been making decisions for 30, 40, 50 minutes. What to grab, what to skip, what brand, what size. And every single decision wears you down a little more. By the time you're standing in that line, you're tired, You just want to get out of there and you're surrounded by candy, gum, magazines, small cheap stuff that feels harmless. The average person spends almost $300 a month on impulse purchases they never planned to make. Even the music is working on you. Stores play slower songs on purpose because when the tempo drops, you walk slower, you linger longer, and you buy more. One store tested this and saw sales jump 38% just by changing the playlist. What I started doing is using self-checkout whenever I can. Not because it's faster, but because it completely skips that gauntlet of impulse traps when you're already worn out from an hour of decisions. Everything I've shown you so far is the store working against you in person. But what's coming next is worse, because they're about to be able to change the price while you're standing there looking at it. If you want to stay ahead of this stuff, subscribe, because this next part is the one that made me genuinely nervous. You know how Uber charges you more when it's raining and everyone wants a ride? That concept, surge pricing, where the cost of something changes based on when you want it, is coming to your grocery store. Walmart is rolling out digital price tags to every single US store by the end of this year. Not some stores, every store. These aren't regular labels. They're electronic screens that can change prices remotely, instantly, with no employee touching anything. Walmart says it's for efficiency, and they've publicly promised they won't use it for demand-based pricing. But Walmart has also filed patents, actual patent applications, for technology that adjusts prices based on demand. Surge pricing for groceries in their own filings. And this isn't hypothetical somewhere else in the world either. Norway's largest grocery chain already uses the same technology and makes 100 price changes a day, up to 2,000 during holidays. In the US, over 100 laws have been proposed across 33 states to try to stop this. By December, the price you see on a shelf at 10 in the morning might not be the price at 6 in the evening. The one advantage you've always had as a shopper, that the price tag is the price tag, might not be true for much longer. The store layout is working against you. Your data is being sold to companies you've never heard of, and the prices might start changing while you're standing there looking at them. But what the companies making the food are doing with your money right now, that's the part that connects all of it. Last year, Kroger's CEO made over $20 million, and Kroger had $7.5 billion sitting around, the exact same amount they told everyone they'd spent lowering your prices over 21 years. So what did they do with it? They didn't lower prices. They didn't pay farmers more. They used it to buy back their own stock, which basically means they handed that money to their shareholders instead of passing it to you. And the number that tells you everything, the people who actually grow and raise your food, the farmers, receive 5.8 cents of every dollar you spend at the grocery store, less than 6 cents. For bakery products, it's 4.8 cents. For bottled water, it's barely over a penny. Food prices have climbed almost 30% since 2019. And when you ask why, they'll tell you costs went up. And some of that is genuinely true. Diesel is expensive, tariffs are pushing prices up another 3 to 4% this year. And the government's own numbers say it's not slowing down. But while you're paying more, profits in the food industry aren't just holding steady, they're hitting record highs. They figured out they can charge you more and you'll still buy it because you need to eat. So that's the system. The layout pulls you in, the data tracks you, the prices shift, and the profits prove they could charge you less but won't. The question is, what do you actually do about it? I can't change how much Kroger makes. I can't stop Walmart from installing digital price tags, but I can stop walking into that store and playing their game 3 times a week. That was the single biggest change. Embarrassingly simple. I used to go whenever I needed something. Ran out of bread, quick trip. Need something for dinner, quick trip. And every quick trip was supposed to be $20, except it was never $20. It was $40 every single time. Because every time you walk into that store, you're exposed to all the tricks I just showed you. The layout, the eye-level scam, the smells, the checkout gauntlet. Every trip is another round of the game and the house always wins. So now I go once a week. One trip, one list, nothing that isn't on the list goes in the cart. Remember how eye-level shelves are paid advertisements? I stopped reaching straight ahead. I look up and I look down. That's where the cheaper stuff is hiding. I check the unit price, the tiny number in the corner of the tag, not the big sticker price. That one habit alone has saved me more than anything else. Remember the checkout gauntlet? All those impulse traps hitting you when you're already worn out? I use self-checkout every single time now because you skip that entire wall of candy and junk completely. And the simplest one, I eat before I go, every single time. Because that bakery smell near the entrance was costing me $20 to $30 per trip, and I didn't even realize it. And the produce section? Ever notice how the vegetables are always wet? That misting isn't keeping them fresh. It actually makes them spoil faster once you get them home. But it makes everything look like it was just picked, and it adds water weight you're paying for by the pound. Now I shake everything off before I bag it, and I buy frozen when I can because it lasts 3 months and costs half as much. I also started using something called the 6-to-1 method. 6 vegetables, 5 fruits, 4 proteins, 3 starches, 2 sauces, and 1 treat. That's the whole list. It sounds almost stupidly simple, and that's exactly why it works. People who use it save $15 to $40 per trip. For me, it's been about $30 less each week. $120 a month, same amount of food. I'm not saying grocery stores are evil, they're businesses. But they're businesses that have spent decades engineering every part of the experience to extract more from you than you plan to give. And right now, with diesel prices, tariffs, and corporate profits all pushing in the same direction, that system is taking more from you than ever. But once you see how it works, you can't unsee it. And that's where the power shifts back to you. This week, try one thing. Go once instead of 3 times. Bring a list and stick to it. See what happens to your total. Every single trick I showed you today, the shelf placement, the loyalty card, the pricing games, the checkout traps, they all depend on one thing: you not knowing about them. Now you know. And the second you walk into that store knowing what they're doing, you're not the same customer anymore. You're the one they can't fool. If this changed how you think about your grocery store, subscribe. I make videos like this every week, and I don't sell you anything. Small changes, real money. I'll see you next week.